Palace. Open 11 a.m. till late.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم من يحرم الرفق يحرم الخير. That whoever is deprived of gentleness is deprived of good. Bismillah.
Broadcasting 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. This is Salam Radio.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to the show, brothers and sisters. I'm Abbas, and joining with me today is the co-host of the show, Michelle. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum salam.
And our special guest today, Iqra Saeed.
Yeah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum salam.
Thank you very much for joining us today. It's really nice of you to take some time out and join us on the show. So today's topic, an interesting one. Credit goes to Michelle. I'm going to say that. I'm going to pop in straight away. Credit goes to Michelle. So she's prepared quite a bit of this. It's going to be about people pleasing and the dangers of being too nice. Also, the importance of self-care in this fast-paced society. So we'll be covering quite a few topics today, and we've got a whole load of questions to come in. We're going to be discussing that, inshallah, with our special guest. If you guys do want to call in, please do. Studio telephone line is 01733 602 133, or you can text or WhatsApp on 07745 278 978. So inshallah, we're just going to start off with a brief introduction with our special guest, Iqra. So if you can start off just by giving a bit of a bio about yourself.
Okay, so I went into foster care when I was about 15 years old. And I had sort of two foster placements, so two kind of, I guess, foster homes. And then I went to my third, and it was meant to be about 2 weeks, and it ended up being almost 6 years because I'm still there.
Wow.
And I think I've kind of, because my first two placements were Muslim Pakistani placements, they were kind of culturally and religiously matched to me and my background. And now, I guess, living with a British white family is kind of, I think I've kind of seen I don't want to say two worlds, but kind of two different ways of living, but they're not that different, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think when we hear that, you know, someone's living with someone of a different background, it's kind of, you think, wow, like it must be, you know, this, can't even imagine what it's like. But it's literally, for me, I've learned it's not that different. We're all human. And we're all the things we want aren't that different, really. The way we live might be different, and the choices we make, but we're all really the same, if that makes sense.
Yeah. That's amazing. I mean, you know, when we were, me and Michelle were discussing, and she mentioned you're going to be coming on the show, you sent me a small biography, which was really touching, actually, because the way you described about going to the English family and how they welcomed you with two arms and being so homely, that's really, really amazing. It just goes to show that you may be a different color, you may be a different minority ethnicity, but look at the love that people have, you know, and that's something that is untouchable. Amazing. We can change the world with that, to be honest. Don't worry, I haven't got any intentions of changing the world yet. You know, we need to bring that team first, you know. So we can call ourselves the Salam Radio Avengers for now.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Choose different
I have
characters.
to say, by the way, I'm sitting next to an absolute star here. Look at the jacket.
The jacket, yeah. I'm
I'm
trying to
so
avoid it because I
jealous.
feel a bit jealous.
I feel like we've dressed down a little bit today.
Well, I did say she can give you the jacket in the second part of the show.
Yeah.
But you never know. Guests might be, the listeners might be surprised. I might be wearing it for the second part of the show. So, you never know.
I think that maybe we need to purchase a jacket each so that we can, look similar when we do our show.
Yeah.
The dream team with the jackets and...
I think the directors might have a little hand in and say, "You guys are getting a bit over the boundaries now. Next one you're gonna have a disco ball over here, a bit of light flashing here and there. Where's all that money going?" But yeah, it's amazing now. We've got some really, really nice questions. But just going back to your intro, I mean, what was it like personally to be, moving around from one place to another and then suddenly coming? For us, I haven't experienced it before, but to have the heart to going into a family who's not the same ethnicity as you sometimes feel they can't understand you. Did you ever get that, or?
I think the first kind of few years, it was a learning curve. I think. Well, not just for them, but also for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't from, my biological family weren't a particularly religious family. But there were obviously some things that you knew that you just wouldn't do. But also, I think Christmas and stuff like that, we didn't necessarily have, Christmas dinner per se or put up a tree or anything like that, but we did we'd watch Christmas movies, we'd do small kind of, I guess what you'd consider non-religious things. So then when I lived with the white family at first, I think it was a lot of them teaching me about what they do around Christmas, what they do around Easter, what Christmas is for them, how even Christmas Day, how that pans out. And then obviously there was me teaching them about Eid, about Ramadan, about, dietary, stuff like that. And I think a lot of it is kind of, I mean, when I first came, I think Natalie, my foster mom, I think she was even surprised to hear that my parents were divorced.
Okay.
And I think there's kind of these, I don't want to say stereotypes, but we have these kind of images of what people from other cultural backgrounds are like. And I was really surprised to hear that a lot of people who aren't Asian, they had this idea, or Muslim, had this idea that Muslims don't divorce, they don't separate, they don't have, I guess, marital problems. I don't know if that's the right term for it. I think they just kind of, she literally thought that who you get married to that's it.
You're stuck
For
with them
that's
forever.
it. If you're having a tough time, it's tough. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
it. So when she found out my parents were divorced, she was just shocked, really. And then, I think after that she learned that we're not that different to everyone else. We have the same issues. We have the same everything. I think that white people or black people or any sort of people deal with, we deal with too, but we don't talk about it in our community. So that was a big sort of, I guess, learning curve on, sort of something she learned. But also I think sometimes she'll, because it's been so long now, I kind of forget where we started. They started from the bottom, now we're here. This is literally how I feel when sometimes she'll just come out with something and I think, how do you know that? And then I've lived here for 6 years, I've taught her well. Do you know what I mean? Like, check me out.
You did good.
So did you guys, when you first joined them, did you have times where you were chatting a lot, discussing and?
I think I just didn't stop talking, to be honest, for the first 2 years.
I can't imagine that at all. Knowing you so well.
I think I just constantly, there was no mute button. And I think, I think it was, we did talk, but a lot of it wasn't kind of cultural or religious focused. It was kind of more just learning about who I am, and then kind of learning about her family, why she decided to foster, her sort of where did she grow up, what, all the sorts of things that you would know about, I guess, a parent. I guess I was kind of doing that on a much faster paced level without even knowing it, actually, and doing it obviously later in life, because obviously I didn't meet her till I was about 16. Whereas when we have a biological parent, we know these things about them. Well, most people do. They know where they went to school, they know, you know, where they were born and brought up and that kind of thing. But we never really think about it.
Yeah, true. Some people don't even know where their dads are. So, where's your dad? I don't know. Okay, fine. If that's how your relationship is, fair enough. Is your dad around? Nah, I haven't seen him.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is really interesting. So I just want to ask you both, because we are going to be talking about people pleasing and how it manifests within us. Did you have to people please when you were? Did you have to try and make an effort, or?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Did you feel? Could she sense it that you were trying to make an effort?
I think it's hard to pick up on, even as a foster carer.
Yeah.
I think it's hard because not just with her, but I think all the placements I had, you're going into a home, right?
Yeah.
And you're staying with essentially who are at first strangers.
Yeah.
So you're going in that house, in that home with what you know, and you're basically being put in a place which is unknown, and you don't know what, I mean, you always hear foster carers say that when they first start fostering, they find it really tough, because you have to remember you're taking care essentially of children who have had traumatic pasts, they've been through a tough time, and that is going to manifest itself within their behavior, and they're going to push buttons, they're going to push boundaries, they're going to break rules. And every foster care will go into it saying, well, you know, I'm not going to let them do this, I'm not going to let them do that. But what they don't actually realise is it's not just the big kind of really big no-nos that could be broken, but it's also the rules that you didn't know you had, that, you know, things that you just don't do within your home, or your children just know not to do it. And foster children can sometimes it be a big realization in that, because they will say, oh, they did this and it doesn't sit right with me, but I mean, I didn't really say to them you can't do that because I didn't think they'd do it. I didn't think about it.
It's not even into their head as a rule.
So it doesn't exist until it happens, basically. So there's always that kind of, I guess, fear that you're gonna, well, I used to have that. I'd go into a home and I'd upset everyone or make someone angry by breaking a rule that, forget I didn't know existed, even they didn't know until I broke it. Do you know what I mean? So there is that fear, but then I think there's also kind of, you want people to like you. I mean, everyone wants to be liked, regardless of whether you're a foster child or not. I mean, I don't know many people that are quite willing to be hated. But I mean, you might get the odd one or two, but but there's no one out there who I know is going to say, you know, I don't want to be liked, I don't want to be part of something, I don't want to belong to something bigger. And I think that can make you kind of, I can remember my first night in care, and it's just sort of like being really polite, and I'm not that I'm not a polite person, obviously.
You're going to show the true colours in the second half.
But you know, you're really getting the extra mile here. You're really kind of, you know, pleases and thank yous after every sentence. They show you to your room, to your bed. Thank you for showing me to my room. Do you know what I mean? 2 weeks later, it's like, when's dinner?
When are you doing my washing, by the way? I need those clothes for Monday.
Where's the food, man?
It sounds very similar to marriage, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. It is, isn't it? Yeah, engagement time. You really, you know, you open the door and, you know, for your partner and everything. And next time it's like you sit in the car, put the car in. Hurry up, man.
I know, get in the car. This man?
Who is this man? I'm driving off. I'll give you 5 minutes.
So yeah, I think there is, and I think it's not necessarily you even think about, it's just something that comes to you, and something that I think, especially as a child, I think the younger you are, the more kind of you're more not really, you don't see it, you don't even know that you're doing it. But yeah, within sort of, I guess, if you're foster care, if you're foster care, you will know the term honeymoon phase.
Okay.
Right.
And that is basically the phase. I think it's roughly about 2-3 weeks, where they say when you get a new placement, so a young person or a child, and those first 2 weeks are going to go swimmingly well. Everything's going to be great. You're gonna, you're gonna go to your foster care support groups. They're going to talk about, the behavioural issues, the emotional issues that they're facing, and they're having challenges with, and you're going to think, what are they talking about? We've not come across that. God, I'm really lucky. And then 3 weeks later, you come to the support guys. Listen up. I've got issues. I need help. Things have not been, it took a nosedive. I take back what I said last week. I understand how you guys feel.
I don't want to do this anymore.
But it's tough. And I think that's why I think foster carers, deserve a lot of the recognition. It's not just, taking care of children. It's taking care of children with, that kind of, they've got a lot of healing to do. And sometimes, even though foster carers are assisting with that, they're not always kind of, appreciated enough.
Yeah.
Because of what they're dealing with, I guess, behind closed doors. Because you have to remember, they can't go and talk to, just anywho about what's going on, because it's confidential.
Absolutely.
They can't just go and meet a friend and, talk about it in an open public place. They're very limited to who they can talk to. But yeah, that's kind of my take on people pleasing.
So were you trouble?
Well, you're a rebel.
Yeah.
Tell us the truth.
Tell us.
Don't worry, we won't tell
want to know all
anyone.
the juicy.
No one's listening.
It's completely confidential.
No, I think I'm an angel, to be completely honest. But no, I think even the ones who aren't, I guess what you'd call good, there is goodness in them, if that makes sense. Like you come across some sort of, living in a fostering household now as an adult, you see people, children, young people come and go, and even the ones who do kind of present challenges, there is kind of, you're living with them, you see their funny side, you see kind of, they're not, on their social worker on paper, maybe you may say, oh God, they seem like right trouble. But when you live with them and, they talk about their experiences of being in care, they talk about why they came into care, you struggle to kind of not blame them in a sense.
Yeah.
But that's not to say everyone in care is like that. But I think it's hard when you're a young person and you're you've got a lot going on, and it just feels like the spotlight is constantly on you. And that can be the case as a foster child, I think. Or even, now being an adult who's care experienced, I feel like, not all the time, but I sometimes feel like I'm constantly fighting the stereotype that people in care do nothing but scrounge off the government, or, are at the job centre, or don't want to do anything. And I feel like I don't know if anybody else feels like this, because I've not really spoken to any care experienced about it, but care experienced people about it. But I feel like it's something that I'm constantly having to fight. Like sometimes I'll think, oh, should I say, no, maybe I should tone myself down a little bit, because don't want them to think I'm that, that person who used to be in care, that person who's, not had a good upbringing. So, I overthink it, I think. But I think that's what comes along with the kind of the people pleasing side of things.
Yeah. It's like placating people as well, isn't it? Not just pleasing, but placating people.
What's the definition of placating?
Say again.
What's the definition of placating?
Just trying to make everything okay, isn't it? Just trying to not make a big deal of everything. Just sort of dumbing it down. Or yeah.
Do you feel people pleasing is part of your life?
Wow, that's a personal question, Abbas. Can we put that out to the people on Facebook? I'm a recovering people pleaser, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
It depends. It depends what situation you're in, isn't it? I mean, of course, you know, when you start a new job or.
Yeah.
Oh God, you're like 10 minutes early.
Yeah, it's early, yeah. You tell your boss, should I get you a cup of coffee? Should I get me tea? You know, I bought some biscuits for you, McVitie's. And then after a few months comes these Happy Shopper biscuits. Do you know what I mean? So that's got these.
You're still taking biscuits. You're still taking biscuits after that point. I'm lucky if I turn up. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, work's a big place, isn't it? That we do it, definitely. And families.
Yeah, families. Yeah. When it comes to presents.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, Christmas is coming up, so.
Yes, yeah.
We're doing an initiative at work to do Secret Santa. So you get your names. We've got a team of, we've got about 4 different teams and a team of about 12, 13. And you have your names in a hat, and then you just pick out who you've got, and you have to buy a present for them. And there's a limit though. There's actually a £5 limit minimum.
Okay.
So yeah. But that's quite
so no Happy Shopper biscuits then?
Yeah, no Happy Shopper biscuits. Nah, crap. Bought them in bulk as well. What would they do with them?
We've got quite a few people watching live, actually, on Facebook. Julie's watching. She says, hi, guys.
Oh, hi, Julie.
Amir Suleiman's watching. Tom is watching. Severin's watching. Amir says, salam, guys. Walaikum salam. So lovely to see Iqra on Salam Radio airwaves. Hopefully first time of many.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he says, I still think I could rock that jacket.
Does he?
Yes. Yeah. I think we're going to have to test this theory. Star Abdul is watching. He says, Assalamu alaikum, guys. Wa alaikum salam. Senthu is watching. So proud of you, Iqra. Saeed, I love the jacket. Yes.
Yeah, he's my best friend from school.
Oh, that's nice.
Julie says, I think everyone has to people please to an extent. It's sad that we can't just be ourselves and be accepted for who we are.
Yeah. But it's so difficult though. I mean, sometimes we've got so many things going on in our head, especially like even with our own close friends or some relatives and that. So hard to, read a person because I'm in one mindset, you're in another mindset, you're in another mindset. I'm come with a different mood, different vibe.
Yes, yeah.
Something's happened. And even trying to read someone. It's so hard to sometimes read people as well. I'm sure all the married couples can understand, when it comes to that. You're like, oh, what's up? Is everything right? Yeah, everything's all right. And
everything's fine.
Yeah,
that's the
okay, let's watch a movie, yeah. 10 minutes into the movie. Oh, by the way, can I tell you something? 1 second.
Shh.
Yeah, shh.
It's the best
Go in that room. Go speak to a friend.
But even with movies and things, isn't it? Like you're sort of with your partner or your husband or whatever, and it's like, do you want to watch a film?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, what do you want to watch? What do you want to watch? I don't mind.
Yeah.
When actually it's like, I'm definitely not watching that. Whatever you suggest, I'm not watching it.
When me and my missus go out to eat, I'm like, where do you want to go? No, where do you want to go? I'm like,
yeah.
Listen. Where do you want to go? Please stop it. It's like, no, where do you want to go? We're not going anywhere. No, actually, we go here. Yeah,
that's very forceful.
Yeah,
very forceful.
Sometimes.
We've got Melanie watching. We've got Ishi watching. Salman watching. Julie says, Iqra, you speak with such positivity. You put yourself across really well.
Oh, thank you.
That's a lovely comment. And Senthu says, people pleasing is something we may all go through, and it's something we unfortunately do naturally. Glad you guys are talking about it. And he says, hi, Iqra.
Yeah.
Hi, Senthu.
How come I never get one of those?
One of what?
Guys, I need a bit of appreciation.
Yeah, some
Abbas
praise
my shirt as well. I made an effort. So I could have rocked up here with a t-shirt or something.
You could
or even
have.
like a vest.
Yes.
Did you dress like this specifically?
I came straight from work.
Okay.
You guys didn't hear that.
Shocking. We made an effort at least,
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Above and beyond.
I'm gonna wear a glittery shirt next time. Yeah.
It does inspire you, though, doesn't it?
I'm gonna stand out more than you next time.
Are you? Is it on then?
You can come on the show as many times, but you're not sitting on this chair. Sorry, it's my spot. I've carved my name into the chair. My initials are there. I'm gonna take the chair away.
It's alright. I've got Burn around there.
She's mobile.
It's fine.
We're gonna go to break in about 2-3 minutes. I mean, time's going really good. I mean, we're having time flies when you're having fun. But we're going to discuss some more things. Why can people pleasing be a bit dangerous?
Can push your boundaries.
Yeah. We go off our comfort zone, but sometimes we make it difficult for ourselves, don't we? Do you think?
Yeah. I think we is it repress or suppress? I never know which word. I think both
Suppress,
are. We suppress our emotions and our needs and our desires so much that we just, we forget what we even want anymore, what we need anymore. We're so busy looking at what everyone else needs and
you get mentally tired,
that.
don't you?
Yeah, it's draining.
So much. Yeah, very draining. I mean, so much trying to worry about others. And we're going to touch upon that after the break as well, about balancing it, and obviously in Iqra, your situation as well, because when you first moved into, your new family, and then trying to make sure you're comfortable as well as making sure they're happy, and we're going to touch upon that. There's actually something that I wanted to share because it's really nice. I wanted to just clarify. So Michelle sent me a brief biography of yourself, but I'm going to touch on it after the break. It's something that I was quite inquisitive and I thought it'd be nice to bring on the show. But yeah, if you guys do want to call in, please do on the studio line 01733 602 133. I'm just going to go for a short 4-minute break and then we'll be back. But if you do want to text or even WhatsApp in, please do on 07745 278 978. If you're watching live on Facebook or YouTube, you'll be able to see the numbers. It'd be nice to see some questions or feedback, or even some praises for once about my shirt.
You have got a comment actually from Senthu. He says, "Hi, Mohammad."
Oh, hi, Senthu. That's
and
nice.
Julie says, "Getting possessive about your chair is the funniest thing she's heard today."
I'm not letting go of it. I'm telling you, I'm serious. But join us after the break, inshallah. We'll be back in 4 minutes. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum.
Stay tuned to Salam Radio after this short ad break.
Where can you get high quality and low prices? Amar Food Store and Halal Meat in Lincoln Road, Triangle is the place to go. Pay us a visit and take advantage of our special offers and great range of products on groceries, vegetables, fruits and halal meat. Also send money to Pakistan absolutely free. We have all top brands at special offers, offer free customer parking and provide a free local delivery service. Amar Food Store and Halal Meat, 613B Lincoln Road, Peterborough. Call us on 01733 687 374. High in quality, low in prices.
There's a million choices available for dining out in Leeds.
But if you want something special, there's only one name to remember.
Mumtaz Leeds.
Relax in our newly refurbished Riverside restaurant.
Enjoy exquisite home cooking from our brand new menu. Upgrade to the Mumtaz Leeds experience.
And the price? Well, we're better value than ever before.
Mumtaz Leeds, Chadwick Street, Leeds, LS10 1PJ. Call 0113 242 4211.
Free car parking available.
कोई रत्तियां कमीज़ानी लमाना मारे मामा मिठिया में चीज़ानी। मेरा नाम मुकद्दस है और कोट मेरा घर है और ये मेरे लिए किसी जन्नत से कम नहीं। हमारे भी कुछ ख्वाब हैं जिनकी ताबीर को हमें पाना है।
आइए इन बच्चों के ताबनाक मुस्तकबिल के लिए अपना हिस्सा डालिए। अपनी ज़कात, सदकात, खैरात और इमदाद कोट को दीजिए।
UK number 0300 123 7774. Website court.org.uk.
Al-Murad Tiles. With over 70 stores nationwide, we are now open in Peterborough. Up to 50% discount offers now on. Largest selection of tiles. Full bathroom suites from only £189. Paint, LED lighting, laminate flooring from only £7.99. Over 1,000 designs of wallpaper in stock. We have everything you need. Come and visit us at 193 Fengate, Peterborough, PE1 5BH, or call us on 01733 34 58 47. Al-Murad Tiles, now open.
In the mood for some authentic Desi food? Try Desi Restaurant on Lincoln Road. Start your day right with our Desi breakfast every day from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. Halva puri, channa, nihari, paya, paratha and omelette. Need a tasty lunch? Every day 1 to 4 p.m. we've got fast food, pizzas, kebab sandwiches, tandoori dishes, balti dishes, biryanis and much more. We're also open every evening 5 p.m. to 1 a.m. Try our Desi Tawa special or our fresh handi, 1 kg chicken or lamb on the bone, cooked to order. Eat in, take away or free delivery. Visit desirestaurant.co.uk to view the full menu and order online. 60-seat capacity and a private function room. Catering service also available. Desi Restaurant, 298 Lincoln Road, Peterborough, PE1 2ND. Call us now on 555 795.
Peterborough's community radio station, Salam Radio, 106.2 FM.
Assalamu alaikum, welcome back to the show, The Real Me, with myself, Abbas, Michelle, and special guest Iqra. Today we will be talking about the second half of the show, about the topics of people pleasing, dangers of being too nice, also the importance of self-care in this fast-paced society. So before the show, I mentioned to you guys that I'm going to be asking Iqra about something to clarify in what I read in your biography. So I'm going to read it out, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
So Michelle sent me this. It's really nice. It's really touching. So you were living with Natalie on a 2-week temporary placement, yeah?
A respite placement,
placement. So it's really nice the way it's written over here, because I got really into it. But don't write a book here. I'm going to feel jealous though. You're already taking my spotlight with your jacket and all these highs and buys and from the guests, from all the listeners. No highs to me. But it says on here that, let's have a look. It's a bit long. Okay. So you are going to be going out. So you're going to go after, I can imagine that feeling. I've been in that situation before. Such a tense feeling at school. You think something's going to happen. So you were going to leave each other. You're going to leave Natalie. So you wrote, Monday came around and I had packed all my stuff as I hadn't heard anything. Me and Natalie had assumed after school I would be taken to my usual placement. We said goodbye and she told me to keep in touch. I went through the whole school day not knowing which home I would be going to. At the end of the day, I went to wait for my regular taxi. I had the same driver every day. Even he knew where I wanted to go. You got your wish. I was so relaxed after hearing those words. I had a nap all the way home. #winning. That's really nice. I mean, that was just like, it's just amazing, because you just thought, temporarily you're going to stay there. And, when, your wish has been fulfilled. It's such a
It's like you must have felt like when you went to Natalie that it was so comfortable and you got on really well, didn't you?
Yeah.
And you kind of made that bond really quickly. And then to think about having that taken away.
Yeah.
It just...
Did you just sorry, it's a really bad moment, but did you just walk into it and say, I'm back?
Well, I mean, if I'm honest, it was such a long time ago, so I can't really remember. But I remember coming back and then sort of... No, I came home and no one was actually at home. She'd gone to get the kids from school.
Ah.
So then I was like, should I ring her? Should I text her?
Yeah.
But then I was like, you know what? It'll be surprised when she comes back. And I thought, to be honest, she would know, because... I mean, I hope she knew, because she's going to have someone new living with her, one more person to cook for, one more person to look after. Yeah. So I was hoping she knew.
Yeah.
But yeah, she came home after picking up the kids from school and came straight into my room. And yeah, she was like, oh my God, I can't believe they let you stay. And then I said, yeah, I wrote this big email, and I showed it to her, and she was like, oh my God, that's like the first time I've ever seen an email, work. I guess not work, but a young person being able to get what they, what will make them happier.
Yeah.
And how I think she was just surprised by the way I went about it, and how kind of, in a way, they let me stay, I think.
Mm-hmm.
You must have been a really determined young lady.
I think I was just tired as well by that point. I think I just didn't want to go back to Woodford Green. I was living where my original carer was. I hated it there. I really hated it. It was a dark time, I think. Like, genuinely, I think I've blocked out a lot of it because of how bad it was and how it made me feel.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I didn't want to go back there.
Do you feel this experience that you went through, did it make you the person you are now?
Everyone says that, don't
Yeah.
they?
I knew she was going to screw her nose up at that.
Yeah.
Everyone
says... didn't she? I had that really nice
I know,
moment.
it sounded great.
Nah.
Everyone says that. Yeah, it made me the person I am today. Okay. I mean, I guess it has to some extent, but I don't think that's that's not what we're defined by. There's a lot of other happier things as well that I think happen.
Yeah, we forget that, don't we?
Yeah.
We're always kind of looking to our trials in life and thinking, yes, that's what made
that's
us
what
so
made
strong.
me.
Yeah, that's nice. I like that.
And it's like, really, there's nothing more to us than negativity, really. Like, you guys need to up your game.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
I mean, look at the energy that I've got. It's the Weetabix I had in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
It just made me the way I am right now. I'm not trying to promote Weetabix. I'm just saying.
Although, alternatives are available.
But it has to be chocolate one, yeah.
Chocolate has to be chocolate.
Has to be chocolate.
What if it's not? It doesn't do the job.
Does it affect your day throughout the day?
Give it to neighbours.
What? Do you?
Yeah.
So you donate?
No, as in, I just say to them, in Islam it says, look after your neighbours. And
so give them the Weetabix you don't like. Give them the whole Weetabix.
Brilliant.
I'm joking.
Here's my cast-offs.
Glad I'm not your neighbour.
Hey, listen, the other week we were talking about him reciting poetry in the shower. And his neighbours could hear. So you're getting off lightly with the Weetabix.
They caused a bit of issue, yeah. They didn't call it poetry. But anyway, I don't want to talk about it. It's a dark moment for me. It didn't make me the way I am right now anyway, but let's not pick on me. Yeah?
Oh, we've got a great comment from Star Abdul. He says, Mashallah, your guest certainly is amazing. What a wonderful personality. Assalamu alaikum, Iqra. It's a pleasure listening to you.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, P.S. Assalamu alaikum to Abbas too.
Oh, well, thank you.
Now I'm feeling left out.
If you don't ask for it, you won't get it. I could have kept it all hidden inside, but I had to just let it out.
Yeah.
These guys are my fans as well.
Put your stamp out there and asked for what you need so you can get your needs fulfilled from our listeners. I think that's wonderful.
Yeah.
It's a really good step forward.
Yeah. Just come up. I think I've come out my shell a bit. Just being a bit selfish now.
It's not selfish. Yeah. It's selflessness, isn't it?
Yeah, but you have to be a bit selfish sometimes, don't you? I mean, I didn't force them to say hello to me.
I don't like saying it's selfish, though, looking after yourself and self-care. I think it's imperative these days. You have to fill up your own cup before you can, dish out to other people.
Yeah.
And people see it as being selfish when you say no.
Yeah.
Or you put those boundaries in place and actually it's not selfish.
Sometimes you have to balance it, otherwise it'll tire you out. I mean, even if a motivational speaker comes to you and says, do you see that glass of water half full or half empty?
Mm-hmm.
Say, I don't care. It's my glass. It's my water. I want to fill it up. It's mine. Thank you very much. That's it. You're like, oh, okay. You just burst my bubble. But it's true, yeah. It is like, I mean, I know we joke about it, but sometimes people get it really hard. Sometimes responsibilities, expectations is a lot. Did you feel expectations like coming in your family? Did you feel like they expected something from you?
I mean, not necessarily, you need to do this and you're going to make us happy, or you need to go to university, or you need to get a job. Not in terms of that, but you need to, it's kind of unspoken. It's kind of, you need to just be happy in what you do.
Yeah.
I think even when we were talking about, it was my choice to go to university. And even when me and Natalie were talking about where I wanted to go, she took me to all the open days all over the country, really. And then I chose the one closest to home. And she did say to me, she said, because I said to her, I want to go to this uni. And she said to me, I think you should go to the one you want to go to. It's not, because we visited Lincoln, Lancaster, I think, and another one. And just obviously, you know, the student life, the shopping areas was amazing. I think she was really enjoying it that day. And
she's like, you need to go here so that I can come and visit and
you
go
know,
shopping.
honestly, she left me to it because she took all my friends. And yeah, she was like, right, you guys go off, look at the courses.
I feel the same because you're taking my fans.
Oh, that's sad.
SAD.
You guys are plotting this.
This is the new hashtag this week.
Yeah.
Hashtag sad.
Yeah. I can't believe you've done that, Iqra. Sorry, I won't forgive you ever.
That's right. So
I want to have a chat with Natalie. So, you know, Iqra, she really spoiled my show. She took my fans away from me.
Shocking behaviour.
Sorry, I cut you off. And
that's all right. She's going to say, can I come on a guest on the show?
Michelle will be like, oh, Abbas, by the way, you're not be hosting next show. I think Iqra's going to come and do a bit of work with us.
Yeah.
Like, right, okay.
I'll have me and Natalie as guests and Iqra in the hot seat.
You're going to have to lock the door, innit? I'm going to be knocking on the door.
Again.
Oh, Michelle.
She's just picking on me.
Where was I?
She's just jealous because we two, you know, us two got highs from our fans, but she hasn't got.
I haven't had a single.
She hasn't had
salam.
a single high. Had no salam, no high.
No.
But
it's okay.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. Absolutely fine with it. I am, you know, I know myself well enough to know that I don't need outside validation.
What are you trying to say about us?
Yeah.
But please say salam to me, please. Just one before the end of the show.
Sorry, so you went to so she was happy with whatever uni you went to.
Yeah, so not just uni, but if I'd said, you know, I want to go into employment, I want to do an apprenticeship or whatever kind of route I wanted to take, it's not, you know, it's not about, oh, you need a degree to your name, you need to do this, you need to that. It's kind of, as long as what you're doing, you're happy and you're, I guess, successful, because success isn't just going to uni, it's a lot of other things too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that have been to uni, but they're not happy or they're not enjoying what they're doing. So I think for her, as long as you're a good person, as long as you're doing something you enjoy and you're giving it your all, you know, there's a lot of people that go out there and, you know, start a business and it just sort of dissolves.
Yeah.
So it, you know, it's just who you are as a person and what you do, and yeah, she's just kind of been really supportive in every way, really. She's always kind of, I mean, I'm always telling her the gossip, really, from the beginning when I come home.
Yeah.
Like, she'll say,
that's what I'd be waiting for.
I mean, you might have to sign a contract, but...
Wow.
What's said in the Salam studio stays in the studio, you know that.
I'd have to obviously go and type up this said contract. I don't carry them around with me. I'm like, yeah, do you want to hear the tea? Yeah, okay, sign this, and then, you know. No, yeah. It's not that interesting.
I've got Salam, beautiful Michelle.
Oh, okay.
And a little rose to the one left out.
Oh, that's so nice.
Another salam and another salam.
Oh,
so I'm okay now. I'm happy now. I can go to bed tonight and dream peaceful dreams. Yeah. Thank you guys and walaikum salam.
Oh, that's good. That's nice. We got the salams first, by the way. Sorry.
Won't let it drop.
You know, in the break, when no one could hear, the mics were off. So you mentioned about Natalie's children becoming close bond to you. So one of the boys, youngest boy, right? When you joined with them, he was 5.
Yeah.
And then when he's 12. Secondary school. So yeah. So the bond that you've created, what is it like? Does he tell you about school or does he tell you his day?
I think it's just a normal kind of sibling bond. Like, I think he gets on my nerves.
He gets on your nerves, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's something for you.
I'm sure it's coming out. Yeah, he just gets on my nerves.
Yeah, he gets on nerves.
But at the same time, it's quite sweet as well. Like, the other day, he was on FaceTime to one of his friends from school. And I just jokingly said, oh, let me say hi. And I was expecting him to go, oh, no. And he actually turned the phone around. He was like, yeah, going, hi, guys, look, this is my sister. And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
That is cute.
If my sister's watching, can you make sure you do that as well? Because I wouldn't get that. I'd be like, that's embarrassing. You can't say to my
That's what I was expecting.
Yeah, but you are embarrassing. That's the difference, isn't it? It's all relative.
Yeah.
You know?
I think I'm a fairly good-looking guy. I don't think her friends would mind saying hello to me.
You'll have to try it out and see. Yeah.
But I think how would you say to balance your own, family expectations, work colleagues, friends, as well as yourself? How do you self-care? How do you do that? What would you say?
I think it's really important initially to see how you are putting yourself out there. So what I mean by that is, if you're doing all these lovely things for everybody else, we've got all sorts, haven't we? We've got children to look after, we've got work, we've got mosque duties, we've got all of these things that are going on in our lives. And if we're able to do those and still feel healthy and well, and we've still got lots of energy at the end of the day, then that's great. If we're feeling drained, like you mentioned earlier, or we're feeling overwhelmed with so many things that we're trying to juggle and keep up with, then that's the difference. Because, as Muslims, we're meant to be helping others. We're meant to be putting ourselves out there for other people. Yeah. So, there's that, it's keeping that balance, isn't it? Between we have, I need to do that, but also we have to, like I said before, fill up our own cup before we can move forward and give to other people. So that's most important, I think, initially, to assess where you are yourself and how it's affecting you by helping others and pleasing others, if you like. What was the question? How do we self-care? How do we look after ourselves?
Yeah.
I think
sometimes it's, just want to put you in a situation. Sometimes it's difficult for others because they've taken up these responsibilities. Now it's normal. So then how do they actually sit down? Do they talk? Do they speak to family? Do they speak to friends? Say, you know what, I need a bit of time now.
Because it's become a habit.
It's become a habit, yeah. So then people are expecting, you didn't come on time to pick me up, or you didn't get this, you didn't get that, or you didn't do this for me, you didn't do that for me.
Yes,
how does people actually? And even if you do talk, some people are like, what's wrong with you now? You've changed.
Yeah,
they come up with that.
I love that phrase. You've changed.
Yeah, you've changed.
Yeah, for the better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes it's difficult though.
It is.
Because people are like, they're trying unintentionally demoralize you. You've changed. You weren't like this before, and
all the guilt that you feel from that as well, and actually, there's so many suppressed emotions that we're feeling inside. We've got rage sometimes. We're raging inside because we're constantly having to chase, people and do things for people that is just expected of us. It's not. We're not even asked in a kind way or gently. It's kind of just, you're doing this.
Yeah.
And you're doing this for the next 6 months.
Yeah.
It's like, wow.
How do you come out of it?
How do you come out of it? I think if you I don't think it's easy to have a conversation with everybody either.
Yeah.
It's not a simple sit down and have an adult face-to-face conversation, especially if it's people close to us.
Yeah.
And it can get heated.
Sometimes family like big kids.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Sometimes we're like big kids, aren't we?
Why don't you just stick a pack of Haribos to them? Say, you try this.
Yeah.
Have
Eat those and then
eat those first and then we'll talk about it, yeah.
But I think it's really important you've got to have a voice.
Yeah.
You have to be able to stand up at some point and say, enough is enough in a way, but in a nice way. So, I've come to the point where I can't do this for you anymore, but, let's see if we can find someone else that can help, or, what can we do? What can we put in place to be able to help move that forward instead of me doing this right now? Not saying that it's cut off forever, just right now I need some space, or I need some time for me because either I'm not feeling well enough, or I haven't got the energy to be able to give to you and keep myself healthy and well at the same time.
I always say to close family and friends is that everyone is different, everyone's scenario is different. You can't paint everyone with the same brush. My nature is different. My family and friends' nature is different. And our approach is different. Everything depends on your scenario. So there's not really a right or wrong answer. I think it depends what you feel comfortable with. And some people say, I don't want to say anything right now because I just don't know how they'll react. So then take it in your own way. Everyone's got their style or their strategy on how to communicate, with your spouse or children or, parents, friends, community members. And I think that's really important like that.
What worries me is that suppression, all of those emotions, the rage, the bitterness, because we can feel quite bitter towards people as well. And, especially because we're quite angry at ourselves because we know what we want to say to these people. And we know we want to kind of, stand our ground and say, I can't do this anymore. It's a no. But, there's this intense power that comes over us that just says yes to everything, and I'm like, oh, we walk away and it's like, why did I say that?
Man.
And then we're angry at them. We're blaming them them, but actually we should take responsibility ourselves, because we're the ones that have said yes, we'll do it, and the person that we've said yes, we'll do that for is just okay, thank you. You know. But I think it is about taking responsibility, and actually people pleasing is an addiction. Yeah, we get used to just saying yes all the time, because there's a big part of us that needs that validation, that acceptance from somebody, and in doing that for everybody, it makes us feel good to some degree. Sometimes you just want to fit in as well. I know some people that I've spoken to. They really try to and either I'm boring them or ask them a question. They're like, yeah. You're like, yeah. I just asked them something. I like, so what time is that? They're like, yeah. Yeah. Give me your money. Yeah. Go on then. Did you find that in your scenario? Did you find that you're in that position where when it comes to expectations, or no expectation, I already said that, but people pleasing, or you felt like saying, you know what, I don't like this? Were you free? Did you feel comfortable in saying what your likes, dislikes at a later point?
I think it took time, yeah. I don't think I was really my first 2 placements, definitely I don't think I was there long enough, or really kind of built that kind of relationship with the carers to be able to say, look, I don't like this, I don't like that. I don't think they really got to know me as a person. But now I think, because I've been living where I am for however long now, I think a lot of it goes without saying. I think Natalie can actually tell when I get angry as well. I'm not really an angry person, but sometimes some people just really, they just get on your nerves, don't they? And sometimes she will say, or if the kids are getting on my nerves, and she can just see it in my face, and she'll turn around and say to them, right, Iqra is really getting angry now, like, can you stop? Like, you need to stop, because she's like, she's gonna blow. But I think that's because she knows me quite well, and I'm not an angry person, so for me to be able to get to that point, someone's doing something that needs to stop right now. I love your Instagram, actually, and your posts that you put out there. They make me laugh all the time, because you're quite straight to the point, and I love that. You're always sharing truths, aren't you? And some real talk, which I love. It's great for this show. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, I think you're definitely part of the the Real Me Avengers team. But I think, going back to what you said, I think it's not. There is that side to it, but I think there's also kind of, and not just where I live and who I live with. I think just in general, everyday life, I think we all to some degree struggle to say, look, I'm going to struggle to make it there, or I don't really particularly want to do this or do that, and I think sometimes as well, like you were saying, you can sit down and make your boundaries very clear, but then you do get people who just don't want to hear it, and that is really annoying, because you're saying to them in clear words, I can't do this, and they're not taking it in, and I think at that point you've got to do what you've got to do, really. Like, I think sometimes saying, kind of making it clear what your boundaries are, in an ideal world, that is what should work, but we have to remember communication is not consistent. Everyone's communication is on a different level. It's what we might take as something someone else might not take the same. And I think even if we're being as clear as day, I can't do this anymore, I can't do that, or I'm tired, I can't help you out that day. People don't always hear that, even though you are saying it, and they will take it as they want. And I think sometimes you just have to kind of, like you said, you give them an alternative. But I think also as well, the first time when you put up a boundary, like you were saying, after a long time, if you've been doing it for 6 months or whatever, it's difficult to be able to introduce that, isn't it? And I think the first time you do it, it feels great, honestly. Well, you do feel a bit nervous, can't lie. You do think, God, like, am I going to survive? I'm going to wake up tomorrow. They know where I live. But then life goes on. You wake up the next day, and you know, you kind of, by putting that boundary in place, or even not necessarily doing it, you know, saying, look, I'm putting this boundary in place, even by saying, look, tomorrow I can't do this because I've got something else going on. Even if you don't necessarily have something going on and you just want a nap.
That's the thing though, isn't it? That's what we feel so bad about.
But I don't think that's a bad thing. I know it's lying, and I'm not condoning lying, obviously, but I think if that's what it takes, and it's I think in the scale of like lies, it's not so bad, I feel anyway. But I feel if that's what it takes for you to get, you know, for you to look after yourself, then you've got to do it.
I think you could have like pre-prepared replies for people.
There is.
Because we're not prepared, that's the problem. We get asked these things and it's on the spot and we're like, oh, have I got anything planned? And usually we haven't, and it's kind of like, yes,
Instagram has loads.
But we need like pre-prepared plans. Can you say that?
Pre-prepared
plans. Yep. So we have these sentences that we can just pull out of our pocket, you know, and say, not today, I'm washing my hair, or, you know, something along those lines, but just like have at least a list of 10 that we can just pick out on every day, and we could make it a bit of a game. So it's like, you know, we'll have number 5 today. What's that?
My favourite one is
but imagine it's like you know, when you're with a friend and say, oh, I'm just going with him, and they're like, he's like, and he goes, no, we're not. He's like, shall I slap you in front of
if
him?
you're not, you can go and help him out.
Why don't you just walk over there? There's something over there. I'll talk to you afterwards.
What was your favourite?
I've completely forgotten. I think it was something along the lines of... No, I've forgotten. I was going to try and make it up, but I can't.
Just very quickly before we go, what's your self-care, you know, routine? What would you do to look after yourself?
You put me on the spot. You know what? We've got about a few seconds to the end of the show. But you know what? We can carry on this, inshallah, for a second part. And then I can answer that question then, inshallah.
Good swerve. Good swerve.
Saved by the bell, eh? But Michelle, thank you very much for arranging for Iqra to come in and coming up with prepping the questions. They're really good, so thanks for that.
Thank you so much for coming in.
And
thank you for having me.
Iqra, thank you very much for coming in as well, for taking our time. It's been really, really good. The time has gone so quick that we've just got like a couple of seconds to the show. Thank you very much for listening. Inshallah, join us next time for the show. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum.
Stay tuned to Salam Radio after this short ad break.
It doesn't take much to bring some difference. You give some change, which makes a change. Because nothing gets mileage like a charity. Just a little change turns into a chain. And before we know it, the results are massive. So give a little to make a big difference. For donations, call now. UKIM 0207 387 2157.
Had a car accident or an accident at work? Accident specialists are experts in no-win, no-fee accident claims. Leave the hassle to us. Our multilingual settlement experts will manage the entire claims process on your behalf, with nothing to pay up front. We provide services such as credit hire, taxi vehicles, recovery, storage, and much more. For full details on our range of services and a free consultation, call us on 01733 555 774 or visit our office